TJ, and I'm a volunteer for the ranking campaign for Queensland Greens. I'm sorry to miss you just now again.
The Queensland Greens have come from seemingly nowhere to a Brisbane force to be reckoned with.
And they said we couldn't do it.
Seeing the Greens win up to 3 lower house seats.
We are tonight in this amazing position thanks to you. Thank you so much.
Is the result of a 6-year campaign which started with local government, then state and now federal success.
I think in a lot of voters' minds, they didn't think they were going to win.
I think there's this narrative that Queensland is a backwards or conservative state, but actually it's an anti-establishment state.
The Greens' extraordinary run in Brisbane started with this man, self-described radical and Brisbane City Councillor Jonathan Sri.
I think a lot of people would see me as being quite left-wing, but I really consider myself to be more anarchist than socialist.
And he runs around on every issue, but you know, he is the antithesis of a traditional politicians.
We can do it better than your crowded towers. We can do it better than crowded towers.
Elected to the Brisbane City Council in 2016 on a platform of opposing high-rise developments, Jonathan Sri's profile grew.
I think it helped by establishing a strong foothold for the Greens and showing that it's possible to win votes while articulating a radical policy platform.
But now we found ourselves that even when
the number of people I met who got involved in our movement because Jono had won was incredible.
The Greens used that profile to lift their vote in surrounding federal seats. In 2013, the Green vote barely amounted to double figures. But the party's primary vote surged into the 20s in 2019 and came close to or broke the 30% barrier last Saturday.
They have obviously improved their campaigning, their organisational structure, and now they're drawing the benefit of that.
This is West End, at the epicentre of this political transformation. This area now has Green representatives in all 3 levels of government. It's in the federal seat of Griffith, where the swing to the Greens was nearly 12%. And this isn't a seat that was held by Labor.
We knew we were going to get big swings this election. I think it even surprised us a little bit, though, just the scale of the wins.
Max Chandler-Mather is preparing to become the new member for Griffith after defeating Labor frontbencher Terry Butler. As Jonathan Sri's original campaign manager, he knew the electorate well and worked it hard.
Where in Griffith alone, we knocked on over 90,000 doors and ran massive community campaigns around flight noise and helping clean up after the floods.
Notably, there was not a single focus on climate change.
What he was saying was, we don't go and talk about climate change, we talk to people about free dental or forgiving their HECS debt, cheaper health, housing affordability, etc. It seems that the Greens were de-radicalising themselves this election.
There's evidence of a teal element to the Greens' victory. Disaffected Liberal voters who are looking for a third party and in the absence of teal independents opted for Greens. But Labor acknowledges that doesn't explain everything.
I mean, I think the other advantage that the Greens always have over the major parties is that they are effectively narrowcasting a message to a small segment in a small number of seats, whereas Labor and the LNP have to come up with a message in a campaign that wins both in the inner city, the outer suburbs, and also in our regions.
So we had a progressive economic alternative as well as having a people-powered campaign, and that was something that has been building up for a number of years.
While the Queensland Greens savour their victory, the challenge will be to maintain its momentum. So you see this as a one-off rather than an existential threat to Labor?
I don't think it's an existential threat. Of course, we've got to listen to what people have said through their votes and take that into account.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.